I was in my late 20s and really getting into the craft beer scene that was starting to take hold here in Toronto. And unfortunately, that journey for me got cut short because what was a routine medical appointment for me turned into a diagnosis of Crohn's disease. I was hospitalized a couple times, and at the same time as that, I became a father for the first time. So those two events together kind of led me to focus more on my health and what was really important to me. And part of that change in focus was a decision to give up alcohol.
So you get this diagnosis from the doctor. Obviously, it impacts all aspects of your life, but your passion for beer specifically, how did you handle that?
I really miss my beer. I miss the taste of it. I miss the process of discovering new beers and trying what all these new breweries were putting out there. But more than that, I really miss the social connections.
For many, cracking open a cold one after the game or sharing around with friends is a way of life. So when a friend suggested non-alcoholic beer, Ted thought, why not? So what was it like that first time you had a sip of non-alcoholic beer?
I tried them all, but the taste really wasn't there for me, and in terms of variety, it was certainly lacking. Most of the products were the same style and more or less tasted the same.
He knew he couldn't possibly be alone, so he decided to turn that thirst into a business. An online store featuring the best near beer from all over the world. People couldn't get enough. The site now sells non-alcoholic cider, wine, even whiskey and tequila. Then came another idea.
Partake Brewing is going to change what people think about non-alcoholic beer forever. We will be crafting great tasting non-alcoholic beer in a variety of styles.
Fleming launched this Kickstarter campaign to create his own brew.
It's kind of crazy. I certainly wouldn't have seen that this would be my path. It's funny that such a negative thing like a diagnosis of a Crohn's disease would lead to something that's so positive.
I'm Dana McCauley. I'm the Executive Director of Food Starter. I help people with fantastic ideas figure out how to bring them to market, commercialize them, and become the next big thing.
It smells delicious in here.
Doesn't it though?
Food Starter welcomes bakers and beer makers, anyone with a delicious idea, into its shared production space. Since opening in 2015, it's teamed up with 150 companies, launching 80 product lines.
When I first heard about Partake, it had a totally different name, which I can't even remember what it was now. Partake is such a great name and it's stuck in my mind now. But I remember going, yeah, that name's not going to work. But what I loved is when I met Ted, he really had incredible empathy for his target market because he is his target market. He is somebody who loves beer but can't drink it any longer because of his own health reasons. And it was just such a really interesting positioning, and that's what it's all about for small entrepreneurs, is finding a market niche that a bigger company hasn't already started to play in.
How tough is it to break into the beer market? This is a specialized product, but still it must be competitive.
Until the last 10 years, I would have said it was impossible for a company like Partake to crack the beer market, even with such a specialized product. But the interest in craft beers, and the interest in local, and the interest in small batch brewing really set the stage for a company like Partake to have success.
Let's try it. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah, it finishes very smooth for me.
This is an IPA in style, so it's going to have some degree of bitterness, but it's going to be very aromatic on the nose. And we've used 3 varieties of hops, and those hops are going to impart some citrusy notes, some earthy tones like pine nuts, and a bit of a floral bouquet. So you're going to get a lot of aroma on the nose as you bring the beer to your mouth.
How excited are you to have, you know, your own non-alcoholic beer out there?
I love it. I love drinking my own beer. I enjoy it myself, and I can't wait for other people to enjoy it as well. And if you can go into the store and point to someone and say, I created that, and create the camaraderie that hopefully will happen around my beer, that's just a fantastic feeling.
The hope is to have Partake in grocery stores this September, and Ted may be getting a little help from some familiar faces.
No. Wow. Beer.
Beer on the, wow.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Ted Fleming. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, and I'm the founder of Partake Brewing. I'm here seeking $300,000 for 20% of my company. 5 years ago, I had to give up alcohol due to a medical condition.
As you can see, he pitched Partake Brewing to CBC's Dragon's Den. The show moves to Thursday nights this year at 8 o'clock, and it's set to premiere at the end of September. So we had to ask, did he get a deal? Well, he is sworn to secrecy. He wouldn't even tell me, so we'll just have to tune in to see.